What movie is so ridiculously stupid, but you secretly love it? The Day After Tomorrow. I mean, they outrun the cold. They outrun the cold. But damn if I don't enjoy that movie every single time I watch it. Dead Alive Brain Dead. Hot Shots, Part 2. Deep Blue Sea. It has Samuel L. Jackson, genetically modified sharks, and explosions. What more could you ask for? Point Break. It has some of the simultaneously best and worst dialogue ever committed to film, but it's awesome. Back off Walkchild. Seriously. Down Periscope. So many weird yet memorable characters. Definitely Twister. The scene where the semi-truck gets tossed like a toy and their Ram 1500 is driving along like nothing always geeks me out. Not to mention about 20 other scenes of similar insanity. The cow floating past going moo was all I took away from that movie. When I saw it again in the Deadpool game I rolled a tear. Twister is a great movie. I like how Cary Elwes is the bad guy just because he is a scientist who is successful enough to have access to more staff and resources than the protagonists. And then he gets his comeuppance for being a mild dick by dying horribly in a fireball right after his driver gets impaled by a radio antenna for just doing his fucking job. But he's a scientist who sold out to Big Weather, or whoever. And they all had matching black suits and matching clothes. So they had to be evil. That whole plot of the ragtag group of scientists who do it for love of science versus the guy who sold out was just so stupid and formulaic. For a long time I thought this was a James Cameron movie with that plot and Bill Paxton. Mars Attacks. The ack noise the Martians make makes me laugh throughout the entire movie. No one I know will admit to liking the movie. I love that movie. I don't know of any other film where practically every actor is someone famous, yet so few people have even heard of it. Slim Whitman through the loudspeaker kills me. Not another teen movie. I'm 40 and I will stop and watch that movie every time it comes on edit. I've read every response, most of which are quotes from the movie. I don't see how no one has mentioned the Bring It On part. We are the West Compton Wildcats. We're black. We know it. We shake our big booties and show it. We ain't white. We ain't white. We definitely ain't white. Easily my favorite scene. She's an illusion. Hey, you take away the makeup, the clothes, the way she wears her hair, the smell of her perfume, that cute little face she makes when she's tonguing my balls. She's totally irreplaceable, okay? Shaolin Soccer. I don't know how to describe that movie. Just go watch it. The Quarter Quote Ebert's review. I have such an unreasonable affection for this movie, indeed, that it is only by slapping myself alongside the head and drinking black coffee that I can restrain myself from recommending it. It is only a notch down from Congo, Anaconda, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider and other films which those with too little taste think they have too much taste to enjoy. The Pick of Destiny. 2 air vents, on the roof. That's what the guy was talking a shit. I love that movie. It's so funny the whole way through with a bangin' soundtrack. The trio of early 90s Pauly Shore movies that I will forever love. NC No Man by Odom's son-in-law. Dodgeball with Vince Vaughn. It's so dumb and ridiculous, grown men playing professional dodgeball. If it's on I can't help but watch it. That's just a good movie. You can dodge a wrench. You can dodge a ball. So much wisdom in that line. Dude, where's my car? My father was a scriptwriter. He won numerous awards for his work in comedy, was a pioneer in the Canadian TV scene, worked with legends like John Candy, Rick Moranis, Steve Martin, Eugene Levy, and many more. He said the Dude, Sweet Tattoo scene was one of the funniest things he has ever seen in his life. I miss my dad, and I watch this movie at least a couple times a month because I can still hear his laugh when I do. Edit. Writing this comment made me sad, but reading all the great responses have made me happy, and then laugh, and then I've just been in a good mood, and Thean. Iron Sky. The entire premise is absurd, but it is actually a well-made movie and the space combat scene is absolutely amazing. I think I need to rewatch it. Dead snow. Nazi zombies attack a group of Norwegian students on Easter holiday. It is so unbelievably over the top. I've tried to get a couple of people to watch it over the years, but ultimately decided it's just better to keep it to myself. Apparently my sense of humor is a little too far outside mainstream. Bring it on. I kept scrolling and nobody said it. The whole chunk with Sparky is a secret metaphor for the corporate world. A Knight's Tale. It's such a stupid premise, but it has great lines and actors, and I just feel so happy after watching it. Edit. Coming back to this after work. I cannot believe one of you kind people gilded me for this. Thank you very much. I'm glad that this comment has gotten so many people to bond over a movie I truly love. I love A Knight's Tale because it perfectly follows the formula of every sports movie ever, despite being a medieval historical dramedy. Sky High. My wife always roasts me when we flip past it, which is a lot because it's always on some family channel at all times. Either way, quite enjoyable campy movie that should not be good, but it is. It's a pretty solid movie, I think. Kind of came right at the end of the dark age of superhero movies. Maybe if it had come out a few years later it would have been respected as a commentary on superhero movies. I think it was the publicity of it. It was never really hyped, and even when it was in theaters, no one had lasting impressions after. This was also an era of movies. We had Star Wars, Harry Potter, War of the Worlds, Batman Begins, Madagascar, etc. A lot of these movies went on to have a series sequel. Sky High was just a one-off thing, and then it was overshadowed the next year with High School Musical. Dude, Sky High. No one talks about this movie. I heard about it, it sounded awesome. I went to the cinema to see it, I loved it, everyone in the theater loved it, then no one ever spoke of it again. No joke, this is literally the first time I've seen or heard the name since the day I originally watched it. Most of the Disney Channel movies were pretty stupid, but I still enjoyed a lot of them. As a kid, I didn't keep it a secret that I liked them, because so did most of my friends. However, I wouldn't be so quick to admit it these days. I totally would enjoy some of them still. Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior, Twitch's Smart House, Halloween Town 1-3, Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century, Wizards of Waverly Place, the movie The Luck of the Irish, the 13 Year. Xenon. I loved that movie. It was wonderful and hilarious to my teenage brain, still funny now, and Luck of the Irish with the head detective from Psych. Smart House was one of my all-time favorite movies. I doubt I still have it, but I had a VHS tape of it from when my mom recorded it one night. Cadet Kelly, you knew you were probably a small queer lady if you picked on in that weird, unintentional energy between Hilary Duff's character and the girl from Even Stevens. I'm right and you all know it. Nacho Libre. I laugh like a freaking idiot at all of Jack Black's dumb jokes. Beneath the clothes, you will find the man. And beneath the man, you will find his nucleus. I ate some bugs, I ate some grass, I used my hand to wipe my tears. To kiss your mouth I'd break my vows. No 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 way Jose, unless you want to, then we'd break our vows together. This is my favorite comedy movie. It's non-stop and so deliberate with every line seen. It's amazing. When Jack Black is playing in that mariachi band it kills me. Joe Dirt. I love that movie and think it is incredibly quotable. Can't believe it only has an 11% on Rotten Tomatoes. You're gonna stand there, in a fireworks stand, and tell me you don't have no whistling bungholes, no spleen splitters, whisker biscuits, honky lighters, hooska deuce, hooska dance, cherry bombs, nipsey daisies, with or without the scooter stick, or one single whistling kitty chaser? Army of Darkness hands down. The best worst movie ever made. The commitment of Ash to the movie is simply stunning. Shop smart. Shop smart. I mean, that series had gone cheesy on purpose. And there was no better man to pull it off than Bruce Campbell. I still have to see the Ash vs Evil Dead series. I mean, Bruce Campbell was phenomenal in Burn Notice. Thanks for watching and please like and subscribe to support the channel.